Hey everyone, welcome back to the Listen Up Girl, the podcast where we talk about LGBTQ plus news, culture, activism, and survival with clarity, heart, and a whole lot of love. Today's episode is a reminder why visibility matters and why we never stop fighting for one another. So take a deep breath and take each other's hands and let's dive in. My first story is drag queens attacked in Cork, Ireland. So in Cork, Ireland, two drag performers, Crystal Queer and Lucina, were violently attacked while filming a promo video downtown on Sunday night. The pair had just come off an incredible evening at the Cork Jazz Festival, performing to a packed and celebratory crowd. They were riding what Lucina called pure joy, recording a short video for their weekly drag night at Kino Center when a group of men began harassing them and the situation escalated fast. One of the men struck Crystal in the face with a phone, causing her to bleed. Both were kicked and shoved, and Lucina described the experience as a sudden collapse of safety. We were on cloud nine, and then we were attacked from behind. It's shocking how quickly joy can become danger when you are visibly queer. Crystal received medical attention and said something many LGBTQ people around the world deeply understand. Marriage equality made it feel like we were safe, but hate speech from abroad is seeping in, and now people feel emboldened. The attack was filmed, which is painful to watch, but the aftermath tells another story. The community showed up. Drag performers, queer people, allies, and local leaders flooded the pair with messages of support and love. Lucina said the response reminded them of visibility may be dangerous, but invisibility is death. And the community refuses to disappear. Very nice. And the police are now investigating that. So as I get more information, I will bring that update to you about their case. Next, I talked about Hailey Bieber a couple of days ago. She pushes back against transphobe with grace. So model and entrepreneur Hailey Bieber has gone viral not just for fashion this time, but for how she addressed an ongoing transphobic comments made about her body online. On the In Your Dreams with Owen, Hailey opened up about often strangers comment that she looks trans in an attempt to insult her, but she didn't flinch. She flipped it. Why would that be an insult? Some of the most beautiful men and women in the world are trans. She didn't deny the comments. She didn't attack back. She didn't take the hate and pointed to the dignity of people being mocked. That matters. Because when someone from her platform removes the shame, she helps dismantle the insult itself. Allyship isn't just marching, it's refusing to let bigotry define the narrative. And that's exactly what Hailey Bieber did. So thank you, Hailey. Next is queer gamers fear the future of The Sims. The world is buzzing after Electronic Arts, EA, the studio behind The Sims, one of the most LGBTQ inclusive games ever made, was bought by a group of investors, including the Saudi Public Investment Fund and a company owned by Jared Kushner. Here's why that matters. The Sims has allowed same-gender relationships since the year 2000. The franchise has embraced pronoun characterization, gender expression controls, and non-binary and trans character creation. The series has been a place many queer people explored identity safely, sometimes before they could do this in real life. But Saudi Arabia criminalizes LGBTQ plus existence. Kushner has aligned with political agendas hostile to queer rights. So fans aren't reacting to a rumor, they're reacting to historical patterns. Right now, Electronic Arts has no announcement that LGBTQ plus features will change, but queer players say they'll be watching carefully and loudly because representation wasn't gifted, it was fought for, and it won't be surrendered quietly is what they are saying. So that's very strange. You can't even be a character, whether you're being yourself or somebody else, or you're experimenting in a video game. That's extremely sad. Next, Gavin Newsom under fire over trans athlete comments. California Governor Gavin Newsom, long seen as a strong LGBTQ plus ally, is facing criticism after reaffirming concerns he raised earlier this year about trans women participating in certain competitive women's sports categories. On KQED, Newsroom said, "I agree on the issues of fairness. I haven't been able to reconcile it." He argued for a nuisance, suggesting policies may differ between casual youth athletes and elite athlete competitions. But here's the impact. Even when said softly, statements like this can echo talking points used to justify anti-trans legislation. Advocates say there is no national surge in trans athletes dominating women's sports. Trans kids are already at a high risk of isolation, bullying, and suicide. The fairness debate often distracts from humanity. Newsom defended himself by citing his trans godchild and pro-trans policy track record. But many LGBTQ plus Californians say the real issue is that the language shapes culture and culture shapes laws. Words matter, especially from leaders like Gavin Newsom. Next, just a quick little story. LGBTQ harassment at work remains common. A new HRC workplace report found that 35% of LGBTQ workers have heard coworkers make negative comments about people in the past year. That isn't a one bad apple problem. It's a culture problem. It's really sad to see stories like that. I am fortunate enough, though, to work in a workplace that I don't have any issues as an LGBTQ plus person. I feel very lucky. Next, major court victory for trans youth in Queensland. In Australia, a court has overturned the temporary freeze on puberty blockers minors in Queensland. This freeze, announced without proper consultation, halted gender-affirming care statewide, leaving families panicked and young people in distress. A mother of a 14-year-old challenged the decision and won. The court ruled that the freeze was enacted improperly and without expert input. This decision restores access to medically guided reversible blockers, reinforces medical autonomy, sends a message that policy cannot override healthcare without due process. That is a huge moment because access to care can mean the difference between despair and hope, between fear and life. So great. Love hearing positive stories like that. Next, Hilary Duff announces her musical comeback. Yes, the rumors are real. Hilary Duff is making new music, and she says the album is specifically shaped for her queer fan base. You know, it's all for them. It's just to impress them. Hilary has been an LGBTQ plus ally since Lizzie McGuire days. She said she needed the past decade of love, grief, growth, marriage, motherhood, and identity to have something real to say. The queer girls, gays, and theys are already lined up outside the venue emotionally. Yay for Hilary. Next, Pete Buttigieg leads early 2028 poll in New Hampshire. It feels like this is way so early to do, but we're doing it. A new poll shows former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg leading the early 2028 Democratic primary field among New Hampshire voters. It's early. It's very early, but seeing an out gay candidate pull ahead of political giants, that means something. Representation matters, visibility matters, momentum matters, even now. I mean, I can't even think. Let's get through midterms first. Why are we talking about 2028? Oh, too soon. Well, through violence, backlash, and uncertainty, joy, and triumph, one thing remains. We take care of each other. We show up. We defend. We celebrate. We grieve. We rebuild. And we never, ever back down. I'm Zach Randles-Friedman. This is Listen Up, Girl. Thanks so much for listening. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do and leave a comment on my podcast. Thanks for listening.